Welcome back to the Football Heritage. We're back again with another edition, and we'll be looking at the weekend preview. So, the first game we'll be looking at this weekend is the Arsenal game. The league leader, Arsenal, they are at home against Everton. Arsenal versus Everton is going to be a crucial game. We all know Arsenal, they have been pretty good at home this season. They have a very good record at home this season. They drew two games in the Premier League against Manchester City, 1-1 and 0-0 against Liverpool. Their only loss this season at home in the Premier League was against Manchester United when they lost 3-2. So, Arsenal at home, the Emirates against Everton, the team that get a very good away record this season. They play much better away from home than they do at home this season, Everton. So, it's going to be a very difficult game because at this stage of the season, almost every game is difficult at this stage of the season. Almost every game is difficult at this stage. But the way Arsenal, the way they have been playing, even though a lot of the games they play this season, they are not pretty to watch, but the most important thing in a football game is the 3 points, and Arsenal keep getting 3 points. They are 3 points collector. They keep getting 3 points. That's the most important thing in football. 3 points. Everton, they reverse fixture and a 1-0 to Arsenal at Everton. Last season, both games drew. They drew 0-0 at the Emirates last season and 1-1 at Everton. That was last season. And the season before, Arsenal won at the Emirates 2-1 and won at Everton 1-0. So their last 5 meeting, Everton, they are winless. They draw 2. They lost 3 in their last 5 Premier League games against Arsenal. Arsenal last 5 Premier League games, they have won 3, they draw 2. So, but they have won their last 3 games in the Premier League. So they are first place with 67 points. Everton coming into the game, they are 8th in the table. Everton 8th place in the table with 43 points. And their last 5 games, they have won 3. They lost 2. They have won their last 2 games. So it's gonna be a very difficult game. But my prediction for this one, I think Arsenal have the edge. I do believe it will be one of those boring games because Everton, they are also strong when it comes to set pieces. They're going to try to use a lot of set pieces. They want to get goal from set pieces in this game, particularly Mele Tarkowski and Brentwaite. They are huge guys, and they would like to get on every set piece. And James Garner, Idrissa Garner, Gay, they will sit deep protecting the ball line. I know Everton going to play a low block game tomorrow. And if they want to stay in the game, that's the proper plan. If they want to stay in the game, like if even they draw in the last 15 minutes or they just or go down in the last 15 minutes, they can give it a go. Because if you are down 1-0 in the last 15 minutes, Arsenal too will be indecisive, or they will just decide to protect a 1-goal lead, and that will make Everton to have most of the ball, and they will get a shot to either draw the game. So they're going to be a low block, and Arsenal should watch out for Iliman Ndiaye. He's the most dangerous player, very skillful. He is very skillful in the squad. The Everton team, Iliman Ndiaye coming from the left side, he's very skillful. Timber has to be on it tomorrow, because that guy will be a difficult opponent for Youri Timber tomorrow. And Dua Mane also, he's very skillful. And Drew B. Hall will be pulling a string from the number 10 position. So I don't know whether Arsenal are going to start Bukayo Saka or Noni Madueke, because Saka, he has, for the past like 3 seasons now, 2 seasons plus this season, he has never been the Saka like 4-5 years ago. He doesn't have the pace anymore. Most of the games he played this season, he has been average. In most of Arsenal games this season, Bukayo Saka has been average. But they have a lot of weapon. Gabriel Martinelli, Eze, Gyökeres, Declan Rice, Zubimendi. They have a lot of weapon to get all 3 points, but a draw will not surprise me. My prediction is 2-1 Arsenal. Going to be a very, very boring game. It's going to be a bull fest. Bull fest. A boring game. Absolutely boring. That which I expect. Because Arsenal, they are just pragmatic right now. They just want to get all 3 points. So 2-1 to Arsenal. That's my prediction for this game. Then we'll move to the next game. Chelsea, having lost heavily in the Champions League midweek against Paris Saint-Germain, they are at home at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, they seem as Everton. Chelsea is like Everton. They are much better away from home than home. Chelsea, they are much better away from home this season. They play better away from home this season than Stamford Bridge. So they will be hosting Newcastle United tomorrow. And the reverse fixture at St. James's Park, and a 2-2. Newcastle United 2, Chelsea 2. And the last 5 meetings between the teams, Chelsea won 2, Newcastle won 2, and 1 draw. So the last 5 meetings between those teams, they have equal record. It's tied 2 wins each. So it's going to be a very difficult game. And when Chelsea, they are sitting 5th place currently on 48 points. And the last 5 games in the Premier League, they won just 2, draw 2, and lost 1. That's Chelsea last 5 Premier League game. And for Newcastle United, they are being disappointing, even though they got a brilliant win over Manchester United last weekend. In midweek, they were in midweek. They got a brilliant win against Manchester United. That was 10 men, especially they were down to 10 men. And their last 5 games in the Premier League, they won 2, they lost 3. So, and they are sitting 12th place at the moment in time with 39 points in the Premier League. It's gonna be a difficult game. Newcastle United, they haven't been informed in the Premier League this season. They have struggled a lot. And also, Chelsea is a weak team. You don't know what you're gonna get from Chelsea. Sometimes if they turn up, you look at them playing, you're like, wow, I think they are not far from competing. Sometimes some games, Chelsea, they turn up. you be like this team not far from competing for the Premier League title. And when you watch them the following weekend, they be abysmal, totally embarrassing. You be like, the team doesn't even deserve to qualify for the Champions League. So you don't know what you're going to get from Chelsea. That's a fact. You never know what you're getting from Chelsea. They are a very, very difficult team. But they have a lot of good players. Joao Pedro leading the front line. He has been Chelsea's best player so far. Palmer, he has been disappointing. If you look at some of the opportunity he missed in the last few games, especially those 2 games they drew in row against it was Burnley and Leeds United. I think so, Burnley and Leeds United. He was absolutely awful. He had glorious opportunity in those 2 games to score, but he failed. So he one of those players who have been underperforming at the moment in time. And Enzo Fernandez had to step up his game also. And the Chelsea major problem, they have a huge goalkeeping problem. There are 2 goalkeepers, Sanchez, Jonkinson. None of them good enough. None of them good enough. If Chelsea want to compete, they have to get a better goalkeeper. And the center back area too, Badeshi, Chaloba, none of them good enough. The entire center back is not good enough. That's one of the major problems. And even you look at the bench, if even I think Estaval is still injured, so you expect Cole Palmer and Garnacho to start, because remember Pedro Neto, I think it's still, what's the direct record, you know? I think it's suspension over, so Pedro Neto will start. And the option that's the major problem for Chelsea. When they're making substitution there, who is coming on for Joao Pedro? Liam Delap, who has scored just 1 goal in the Premier League this season. Not good enough, terrible. So the drop off from the starting team, there's a huge drop off. If you substitute Joao Pedro, you're going to see that huge drop off in performance. Liam Delap is nowhere near the quality of Joao Pedro. And if you look at Cole Palmer or Pedro Neto, Garnacho or Gittins, they are nowhere near. So that has been a huge problem for Chelsea. They don't have a good bench. So Newcastle, on the other hand, they didn't spend the money they received for Alexander Isak. They didn't spend that money wisely. They spent huge fortune on Anthony Elanga. He's not good enough. He's an average player. Even Vladimir, he's also average. But Anthony Gordon has been in terrific form. Sandro Tonali, Jacob Ramsey, Joelinton, those guys have been in terrific form. But their Bruno Guimaraes, their captain, is still out. Bruno Guimaraes, he is the main guy who can pull the string in the middle of the park. But there will be a good midfield battle, especially Joelinton. He loves contact. Joelinton against Caicedo going to be a great battle, because 2 strong footballers, both of them love contact sport. It's going to be a good game. So Sandro Tonali against Enzo Fernandez, another great battle again in the middle of the park. And probably Andre Santos or James Reece James, one of them going to start too, in the middle of the park against Jacob Ramsey. So it's going to be a good game. I think this game I can see draw rating or a 2-2 again. Same as the reverse fixture that ended 2-2 at St. James's Park. So I think the game at Stamford Bridge, my prediction is also Chelsea 2, Newcastle United 2. So we move on to the next game. Western United or team in relegation zone will be at home tomorrow against a dreadful Manchester City team, a team that was beaten severely by Real Madrid, or injury hit Real Madrid, or team that have been awful for the past few weeks in the Spanish La Liga. Drag Manchester City. And Man City, that last game, they drew at home against Nottingham Forest, another team around the relegation zone. So tomorrow at Western United, it won't be an easy game. It's going to be a very, very difficult game for City. City won the first leg, the first game. City won 3-0 at the Etihad Stadium. And last season, City also won both games, 4-1 Etihad, 3-1 at West Ham. And the season before that, City also won. So the last 5 meetings, West Ham got a very poor record against Man City. Their last 5 meetings in the Premier League, Manchester City defeated Western United in all 5. Western United, they are winless in the last 5 games against City. So if you look at the table, Manchester City, they are second play 1 game less than Arsenal, who are first with 67 points. Manchester City second with 60 points. Their last 5 games, they draw 1, win 4. That draw was against Nottingham Forest at the weekend. It was May week, during May week last week, the May week of last week. That's the time they play those guys, and they couldn't win against Nottingham Forest. For Western United, they are way down the table into 18th place. They have been impressive for the past few games. Their last 5 games in the Premier League, they lost just 1, draw 2, and win 2. So they are on 28 points, same points at Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is only above Western United on goal different. So, and Tottenham Hotspur 16 play with 29 points. Leeds United 31 points. So the relegation battle is on. All right. The game, there's no easy game. No free ride right now in the Premier League. Especially if you are playing a team. If you are playing a team in a relegation zone, it's a tough game for you. It doesn't matter. Everybody saw Wolves. Wolverhampton Wanderers. They defeated Aston Villa and Liverpool in their home. They drew with Arsenal. So even though they are going down, I don't think, except miracle happen, but I don't think Wolves going to survive. They are already going down, but yet if you go in their home, the way they play football, they are magnificent at home. So this game with Man City tomorrow against West Ham, especially at West Ham or team in relegation zone, knowing fully well just a point will take them out of the relegation zone until Nottingham Forest can also play. So a point will take them out of the relegation zone. They don't have to be Man City tomorrow. Just getting a point will take them from the relegation zone tomorrow. So it's going to be a very difficult game. No easy game in the Premier League right now. No easy game. Sometimes you may have a 3-0 or 4-0 or 4-1 scoreline, but you cannot predict an easy game at a crucial stage of the season, especially teams that are around the relegation zone or in the relegation zone. You're going away at their ground. Their fans are behind them. They're going to give everything. They're going to give everything because they are already drowning in the ocean. They are already drowning in the ocean. So, and City, they have to go for it, even though they will have 1 eye on the return leg on Tuesday against Real Madrid, the second leg of the Champions League at the Etihad. But they have to win in order, especially Arsenal playing first. I think Arsenal will be playing, especially when Arsenal win Let me look at the fixture. What are Arsenal playing first? Especially if Arsenal win and there will be pressure on City. They have to win. Yeah, Arsenal playing first. So the pressure will be on City. They have to win because Arsenal win, they're going 10-point clear. Or win will take Arsenal 10-point clear. So City will have to win for the lead to go back to 7. And if Pep Guardiola did what he did midweek against Real Madrid, he's going to drop points in this game. Because he played Rodri and Bernardo Silva as a double pivot in the Champions League, playing with 3 wingers. Semedo playing the 10, Doku and Savino, who have been bank average. Or Savino, who since he joined Man City, have been a bank below average for, but not even average. He has been below average. He Oppo. 0 Oppo. This guy doesn't have any good Oppo. He doesn't score goals. He doesn't create goals. The same can be said about Jeremy Doku. The artist, Jeremy Doku, is very good on the ball. The artist is good. He can dribble past people. But does Jeremy Doku give assists constantly? No. Does Jeremy Doku score goal constantly? No. This is a problem. This is why Pep Guardiola last season and this season, Pep Guardiola team is suffering. He doesn't have wingers, goal-scoring wingers that he used to have. Raheem Sterling, Riyad Mahrez, those guys were scoring 10, 15 Premier League goals a season. But you have a Jeremy Doku who cannot give you 5 goals in the Premier League a season. You have a Savino who cannot even give you 3 goals in the Premier League per season. How that going to help? If Haaland falls short, those guys, they are unable to score goals when Haaland falls short. This is one of the major problems they say the team have. And it's going to be difficult. Doku will dribble, but he will not get assists. He better score. He better give assists. That's a serious problem. When they had Mahrez and Sterling, they were getting goal left wing, right wing. But now, the wingers, apart from Semedo, sometimes he play as striker, he used Semedo mostly as striker than a winger. Apart from Semedo, none of those guys, the Savino, the Doku, they're not good enough. They can't score, they don't create. It's a serious problem. And if he decides to go again with Kusanov and a different and Nico O'Reilly at left back, Kusanov at right back, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. And Somerville, West Ham gonna cause some problem. They're playing home. But I think Man City, they will still find a way to win because they cannot drop any more points until the Arsenal game at the Etihad, and they have to beat Arsenal to stand a chance to win the Premier League. So they cannot drop any more points. So I will go for a 2-1, a very difficult game, hard game, 2-1 win. They will just try to nick it. 2-1 win to Manchester City. So we move on to the next game, which will be at Old Trafford. My own club were absolutely terrible last May week against Newcastle United. A complete embarrassment, a complete shocker, absolutely embarrassing. I was embarrassed. How are you losing to 10 men for the second time this season? So we pray that nobody get a red card on the Aston Villa team or anywhere, that it can be 11-11, because it seems to be when a team get a red card, that's the time we can be confused. So this is a must-win game for Manchester United. We have to win to maintain that third spot. And it's Aston Villa. They haven't been good. We have to win to go 3-point clear of Aston Villa. Chelsea result doesn't matter as long as we win. We have to look at ourselves. Our destiny, our qualification to the Champions League next season is in our own hand. It's not in different person's hand. We have to win tomorrow. especially coming up against teams that are also competing. They are also on a hunt for the Champions League position. We have to win those teams, especially at home. We have to win our home games. Period. We have 5 more home games to go and 4 away. We have 9 games in the Premier League. 4 of those 9 games is at Old Trafford. So we have to win those 5 games starting tomorrow or Sunday against Aston Villa. We have to go back to being 3 points collector. We have to get all 3 points against Aston Villa on Sunday. We know it's going to be a very difficult game. Even though Aston Villa, they have been abysmal recently. They have been terrible. But we have to get all 3 points. And let's look at our last 5 meeting with them. The first leg at Villa Park, Aston Villa defeated Man United 2-1. And last season, we defeated them Old Trafford 2-0 and 0-0 at Villa Park. The season before, we beat them Villa Park 2-1 and we beat them Old Trafford 3-2. So, our last 5 Premier League meeting, we won. Manchester United won 3, Aston Villa 1, and 1 draw. So, it is one of those things that we really have a good record against, whether it's of recent or since the foundation of the Premier League. We have a very good record against Aston Villa. So tomorrow we have to go and show it. So let's look at our last 5 games in the Premier League as compared to Aston Villa. Manchester United 3rd place. We have 51 points. Our last 5 games in the Premier League, win 3, draw 1, lose 1. That's not good enough. And Aston Villa, same points above them will go different. Aston Villa get 51 points, 4th place. Their last 5 games in the Premier League, they just win 1 and draw 2, lost 2. And they are winless in their last 3 Premier League games. So we have to put them to the sword on Sunday. We know it's going to be a hard game. They get people like Morgan Rogers. They have people like Ole Watkins. They have people like Amadou Onana. But we have to put them to the sword. I don't care. We are at home. We should win this game. I don't care how we win it. Whether it's on 1-0 we nick it or 2-1, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1. We have to win, especially after disappointing us that lackluster performance at Newcastle. We have to, the players, they have to give us something. They have to give us joy on Sunday. Last week, Wednesday, that performance was shocking. Abysmal, terrible performance. I was speechless. I didn't speak because I have said some terrible things on YouTube. And again, I couldn't speak. After the game, I couldn't speak. Because that performance was unacceptable. You can't perform like that. And we have to win. It's a must-win game for Man United. It's a must-win game. I don't care. We have to win that game. We have to win that game on Sunday. And I do believe we're going to win. We should have the manpower to win that game. Sechko, Bruno Fernandes, Matthias Cunha, we should have the manpower to win that game. And my prediction going to be 3-1 Man United. I think we're going to win Aston Villa. They are trash at the moment in time. They are trash. We should be winning. If we want to go to the Champions League, 5 game at Old Trafford, Liverpool is in that 5 game. Aston Villa, we should win those 5 games to qualify for the Champions League. So we move on to the Liverpool game. Liverpool versus Tottenham. Dear God. this game gonna send Tottenham into the relegation zone. This game will send Tottenham into the relegation zone. If we look at their last 5 meeting, the first game, the first leg at Tottenham, Liverpool won 2-1. And last season, Liverpool defeated Tottenham 5-1 at Anfield. The season before in the Premier League, Tottenham lost to Liverpool 6-3 at home. And Liverpool defeated them 4-2 the season before that. So, Tottenham have been dreadful, winless in the last 5 meeting with Liverpool in the Premier League. And it's a disgrace. Liverpool at Anfield. Let's look at their last 5 meeting. Liverpool currently 6th place in the Premier League table with 48 points, level on point with Chelsea. They have lost 2 of their last 5 games. They won 3. And Tottenham on the other side, they are just 1 point above relegation zone. They sit 16th place. They have lost their last 5 games in the Premier League. In fact, Tottenham is the only team in the Premier League that is winless in the Premier League in 2026. Every team has won a game in 2026. Tottenham is the only team in the Premier League in 2026 that has not won a game. And Tottenham last 11 games because they play 11 Premier League games in 2026 and they have lost 7, draw 4. How? 33 points. Tottenham pick up 4 points out of 33. They have been shocking, absolutely abysmal. Tottenham, pray for Tottenham. Tottenham fans need to fast and pray because they are going down. They have the best stadium in the Premier League. The best stadium in the Premier League is the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But you don't want to see that stadium in the Championship next season. And right now, they are the worst team in the Premier League. So they are going down. If they don't sack Igor Tudor, that Croatian Amorim says it's better. If they don't sack Igor Tudor, Tottenham will be relegated. The only opportunity Tottenham stand, they should fire Igor Tudor. But if they keep Tudor, they will be relegated. They need somebody that will uplift the team. The one Manchester United did. They needed an interim coach. And the time is still there. They still have 9 games to play. They still have time to remain in the Premier League. Bring in people like Jimmy Defoe, Lenny King. Bring somebody associated with Tottenham Hotspur. Somebody that is associated with that football club to lift them boys for them to stay in the Premier League. And I don't think Tottenham is ready to fight relegation battle. I don't think they have it in them to fight relegation battle. Because you know there are certain teams in the Premier League, before they even kick a ball, the start of the season, right? They already know that they will be in a relegation fight. So mentally, they are prepared for the relegation fight. Mentally, they are prepared. Their managers know that they are in a relegation fight. From the get-go of the season, they are prepared mentally, physically for the relegation fight. Burnley knew that they're in a relegation fight. From the beginning of the season, Burnley knew. Wolves knew. So those teams, mentally, they are prepared for the relegation fight. And Spurs didn't expect for them to be in the situation. Even though they have a lot of injury, but they have a lot of players, a lot of better players than those teams that are in relegation zone. Tottenham should not be to where they are. It's a disgrace. It is a disgrace. But if they don't fire Igor Tudor, they are going down. And even firing Igor Tudor may not save them because those players, They are finished. Tottenham is finished. They are finished. They are not prepared for the relegation fight. I think West Ham United is prepared for this fight. Burnley prepared for this fight. Nottingham Forest prepared for this fight. Leeds United prepared for this fight. All those teams are just named. They are more prepared physically, mentally for this fight than Tottenham Hotspur. And that is alarming. As a Tottenham fan, you guys need to pray. It is alarming. There is no way Tottenham Hotspur. And if you look at the last few months, Tottenham deserve to go down. They deserve to be relegated. And it's going to be a good season. It will be the icing on the cake for the Arsenal fans. If they do win the Premier League, then Tottenham relegated, it will be the Tottenham relegation will be icing on the cake for Arsenal supporters. Liverpool, they are not too good also. They are not performing, having spent over £400 million only to be struggling to qualify for Champions League football. That is unacceptable. And I think if they mean business, they were sacked Arne Slot long time ago also. It's not going to be a hard game. Except miracle happen. I can't see Tottenham competing. And I think the game will end soon. Like 2-3-0 game over. They're going to lose. I'm not predicting or draw or a Tottenham win. Tottenham going to lose. There is no way Tottenham getting point from this game. It will be shocking. It will be one of the shock of the season if Tottenham, if they do get a point or they get all 3 points. So my prediction is 3-0. Liverpool 3, Tottenham 0. I think they're going to brush them aside. I think it will be the highest scoring game this weekend. Margin wise, I think Tottenham will lose with a bigger margin than any other team losing this weekend. That's my prediction. Tottenham, they're going to lose 3-0. So let me predict the rest of the other game that I didn't discuss in detail because mostly we just discussed the top 10 fixture in detail. So let me go through. Let me predict all a few games. Sunderland against Brighton, difficult game. But I think Sunderland are going to win 2-1. Burnley, Bournemouth 1-1. That's my prediction. Burnley against Bournemouth 1-1. And that's what the rest of the Saturday games. So for Sunday, come on now. While the fixture behaving like this. For Sunday, Nottingham Forest 2, Fulham 1. That's my prediction. And Crystal Palace against Leeds, 1-1. That's my prediction. Palace 1, Leeds United 1. So if you are just joining, please do subscribe. The link is in the description. And we'll be back here tomorrow to bring you the post-match analysis of the Arsenal again, Everton, and Chelsea again. Newcastle, I'll also be doing a watch along. So you guys can have a wonderful day. Peace. I'm all here.